Yandole, Hey, Amanda. Oh, say. Oh, say. Amanda, Nick Africa, where to? Amanda, answer to the Barca Molanda, where to? Amanda, answer to the Barca like Mid Molanda, where to? Oh, the Basia, I want to do, yeah. I want to do, yeah. I want to do, yeah. C'est quoi, le pas de me surprendre, c'est quoi, le pas de me surprendre, c'est quoi, yo, le pas de me surprendre, yo, answer to the Barca Molanda, yo. Row, man around, row. Mona, party, Mona, Amanda, Nick Africa, where do? Amanda, Nick Africa, where do? Rational tendency. Distraction. Yo, so you pas de people, yo. Bring back just people, yo. To the 4 year loading, yo. They just starting, yo. They get the calorie, yo. They get the hunger, yo. Say yo, that's how we're finishing, say yo. I don't know how money, say yo. Answer to the Barca, yo. Say yo. The party remains suffering, say yo. The Spencer $1 million and I get 1 seat in the parliament, yo. Spencer $1 million and I get 1 seat in the parliament, yo. Yesterday again, it was Thomas Joseph was a $10 million, yo. Say yo, but I man, I need to try again, say yo. He said nobody authorizing, say yo. Today again, they are around, say yo. That distraction, say yo. Free. Reaction element, free. Backward hostile social forces, free. Whoa. Let's say opposition, whoa. The same message made it coming back again, yo. The Pope plenty candidate against our one, yo. I want most of our country, yo. Say yo, they plan to again in Dayton Matati, say yo, we teach them politics, say yo. John, we are all the way, say yo. The man all the one, say yo. Manda, Nick Africa, where to? Amanda, Nick Africa, where to? Amanda, answer to the Barca Molanda, where to? Nigga, I want to do here. Atinao, men are retreated to the Barca, answer to the Barca Molanda, Atinao, men are retreated to the Barca, answer to the Barca Molanda, Atinao. They don't understand our tate, yo. They don't understand our tate, yo. We are able to appear, reappear, so guys disappear in our offices, yo. Say yo. That's the video of the party, say yo. That's the video of the party, say yo. Amanda. Awedu. Long live the fighting spirit of James Gray, long live the fighting spirit of Matai Comrade Babiso, long live the fighting spirit of Matai Morris Kuma, long live the developmental spirit of President Joe, we are long live. The popular in the air, but not popular on the ground, yo. Because in the air on the ground, yo. Say yo, Beru, oh, say yo, Beru, Scooby, oh, say yo, in less than 8 months, say yo. So they playing all on that, but they will say yo. We're not ready for that, say yo. just a one. Zeyo. Mana. For we are to face God to face, because our God never fails. That's why we say, Mami Wata, swallow. Mami Wata. Hey, Mami Wata. Mami Wata. Mami Wata. Mami Wata. Mami Wata swallow. Mami Wata. Aluta. Comrades and friends, supporters, well-wishers, partisans, sympathizers of Africa's fastest growing, biggest superpower structure, Liberia's premier academy of intelligentsia and the barometer of revolutionary consciousness and expansion. So, the most unbending revolutionary movement ever in the history of the Republic of Liberia, the indefatigable, indomitable Mate Coalition for Democratic Change. So, today, at this nexus of time and place, let me now stand on this revolutionary veranda to bring you one revolutionary greetings from the heart of Mount Everest and from the Nandiad of Wologisi Mountain and Imba Mountain. Today is a very special day because when history summons you to perform a particular role, it is your monumental revolutionary responsibility to execute and discharge its mandate. And as such, with that understanding, that dialectical understanding, men and women who are battle-tested and battle-ready, specifically revolutionary compatriots and fighting forces under the balance of the Mate Coalition for Democratic Change, as a symbol at this critical juncture to inform our people on plethora of critical national issues, especially dealing with so many issues in the motherland. But before we dive into the actuality, to actualize the actualization of our revolutionary rendezvous, it is our responsibility to introduce the fourth bench of the Revolutionary National Youth League, gallant and resilient fighting forces of the indomitable Mate Coalition for the Democratic Change. So, distinguished comrades and friends in media land, brothers and the cadres, I'm honored that as the CDC Revolutionary National Youth League addresses a major press conference today, has brought forth the full bench of those gallant men and women of the indomitable Revolutionary National Youth League of the Mate Coalition for Democratic Change. So, let me now quickly zoom in. Comrade Adiola Eli Estrawale. Eli Estrawale is a vice chair for legal and governmental affairs. The man who understands the Kodux. The man who understands the dialectics and intricacies of legal battles. A young revolutionary patriot by excellence, who presides over that bureau, is a battle-tested urban revolutionary rural guerrilla of the indomitable Mate Coalition for Democratic Change.
Well, we are staying in Lofa County, like I told you this morning. We are on our way, and we've been going to towns and villages to interact with the people and disabuse the minds of Liberians that say Lofa County is the stronghold of Joseph Boakai. So a young man just walked up to me and want to express his dissatisfaction on the speculations in Montserrado County. So let me get your name.
My name is Amara M. Trawale Jr. Many people call me Master Warriors, and I'm the chairman and the founder of the movement of the downtrodden youth of Bonjama District.
So, and you walked to me very angry this morning, and what is the reason for that anger that you came to me with?
I'm very desperate, even more than anger, because people sit in Monrovia there and say that this place is already controlled by the Vice President Joseph Boakai. That is a blatant lie. A blatant lie. You know, we the Levines, we are even disappointed over Boakai. We are disappointed in his leadership.
What do you mean you are disappointed? Boakai being a man from Lofa County, and you being from Lofa County, then you say you're disappointed. Why are you disappointed?
And that's the thing, in fact, that will mislead us, because he's from Lofa County, so we should vote him in, even if he is not qualified for the position.
You mean Boakai is not qualified?
Well, qualification does not have to only deal with education. He got the education, but the experience to move this country forward, he doesn't have it, because he's been on board for the past 12 years. What he didn't do, you anticipate him to do something more than that? That's the area where the disqualification comes in. I'm not saying that he's not educated, but he is not qualified to move this country forward. And the kind of a conception, the kind of a mind the people have in Monrovia there, they sit and say, this place controlled by Joseph Boakai is lie. You know, you know very well, we were in Bakedu yesterday. I'm from Bakedu anyway.
Oh, you're from Bakedu?
I'm from Bakedu anyway, the Kodogoni district. You know, you were there yesterday and you saw the kind of momentum. You know, and even when George Weah entered the town a couple of days ago, the entire Bonjama was on fire politically. When Joseph Boakai came, this town was looking like it was even sleeping.
You joking?
You know? I'm not joking. I'm telling you something from the bottom of my heart. I'm a mastercratic leader. I control 315 members of 315 youth in this district. And let me tell you something. Joseph Boakai has no tangibles to point at in Lofa here. If anybody is daring me, let anybody come up and say Joseph Boakai has chicken horse in Bonjama here, not to even talk about building. You understand? You traveled yesterday to Kolahu. Okay, I was even thinking that I said, let the protocol not take the decision for George Weah to go to Foya, because this guy couldn't come back. And that's the hometown road of Joseph Boakai. You saw the road, how it's horrible, very horrendous. You understand? The road is bad, to say the least. You understand? Charity begins at home. If this man cannot do anything for Lofa, he didn't do anything for Lofa for the past 12 years, what do you expect out of him? Let's not be joking here, man. Let's not be joking. You know, the driver can change, but the car will still remain. Oh, Madam Salim, Joseph Boakai, they form in the same predicament. We can't elect them for another 24 years. You know, what will we be doing? So you want to tell me that the only one that have the brain to run this country?
So you say, what part of Lofa specifically you from?
I'm from Kwaduboni district. Specifically, I'm from Marvin Konedu. Marvin Konedu is in the Kwaduboni district. It's one of the renowned towns in the Kwaduboni district. I'm not far from the home of Dr. Edward Binan Kesari, the founder of the Unity Party. Unity Party is for Lofians. But Lofians are tired with the Unity Party. You understand? If the Unity Party could have another driver, maybe the sympathizers of Unity Party could be much. If it had gone another driver. But the driver is still the same.
So you say the Lofa citizens are angry with Boakai because you can't point out any tangible, one single tangible.
Nothing of the sort. You know why? Joseph Boakai is associated with people who have already failed this county. You know.
And who are some of those people?
Even every time he comes here, the incumbent, Honorable Mayanwu Biyan Fofana. And Mayanwu Biyan Fofana, my own Madingo sister from Kwaduboni district, has failed this district. We were moving up and down behind her to 2011. But now she failed us and she wants us again to re-elect her. It can't work. Senator George Tengbe on the United Party ticket. Those are the failures that are behind Joseph Boakai. So I'm sorry, he's not going to go anywhere because the people of Labour County are disenchanted over their leadership. Let not somebody sit down in Monrovia and say Lofa is for Joseph Boakai. You'll be making a very grievous mistake.
So what is your final message to the people? You got hundreds of people all around the world that are looking at you.
This message could go even beyond what we anticipate. You understand? I want this message to go forward. Let it go through the length and breadth of this country, that Joseph Boakai does not have any political control over Lofa County. Lofa is divided over the leadership of Joseph Boakai. You understand? The only thing people can say here in Lofa is that he served as the managing director for LPMC normal days. That's not enough. 24 years in government, I still to be corrected, but I think he has spent more than 24 years in government.
In 40 years.
40 years. What does he want now? Let him go back and build his home. Foya Tinga, I think that's the area he's from.
Oh, from Foya Tinga.
No road there. No road. You saw the road yesterday.
Very terrible.
No road. So how many years we should sit again for the Bangam and the Kama road to be fixed? We know that Josh Weah is the only option. The alternative choice to political freedom, social, economical freedom in this country, for us to get over this dodging, is not to re-elect any members of the Unity Party. Let us carry Josh Weah. I interacted with Josh Weah yesterday. I saw him. I said, but wait now. There is a man, so common man, like this. It means that when this man is at the executive marshal tomorrow, nobody will be afraid to go around him. You know, I was speaking to him. I said, you know, you were my friend. I'm sorry for that expression. No, but he's so too down to hype. And I'm not seeing a reason why we shouldn't give this leadership to Josh Weah. I don't know why. I don't know why. And this question seems to be very rhetorical. Why can't we elect Josh Weah to liberate us economically?
The people say Josh Weah ain't no book. That's the reason why we're not.
And you know why? I'm an expert in English. That's the reason why they call me Master of Words. When Josh Weah was speaking to people yesterday, because people say those things here and there that he doesn't speak good English, I was standing by his side, listening to the final pronunciation of his words. The ED, the SRED, the ZRED, and he got everything intact. This guy is eloquent. Very, very eloquent. Very, very eloquent indeed. I evaluated his speech. Very, very eloquent. Yeah, very, very eloquent. You know, to know that somebody speaks good English, not only the vocabularies, but look at the subject verb agreement, the pronoun antecedent, the cases of the pronouns, and everything was intact. I'm not seeing any politician that can speak with logic right now in Liberia than Josh Weah. Not only the English, but the logic. The logic.
So what is? We are on our way to Bakedu now, and I'm sure you will be with the team.
Yeah.
So what do you have to say to the people of Bakedu?
When we get into Bakedu, you will see the rousing welcome. The ceremony will be very electric. Very, very electric. They can't wait to see George Manneh Weah and Joel Howard Taylor. You understand? It's a let-go ticket. A let-go ticket. You understand? Kwadu Goni, you know, people say it's the birthplace of the Unity Party. But the people in of the Kwadu Goni now, they are disenchanted. They are disappointed, you know, in the leadership of those that are moving the Unity Party forward. If we had another travel other than Joseph Boakai, perhaps we will make an alternative choice. But in this case, Joseph Boakai being...
But why you so angry with Boakai? Why are you so angry?
Because he has not done anything for us. No, Abu, you've been here. Has anybody shown you in Fonjaman here what Joseph Boakai has done? Look at, we're standing now seeing Zago Hotel over there. Before Zago became senator of this county, he had already made mark. He got tangibles to point at. But Joseph Boakai has not got even the slightest chicken house.
Wow.
Yeah, of course. You know, because to build a chicken house is not difficult. Just for a chicken to sleep. He doesn't have it yet. I know many people will get angry with me over the statement I'm making, but it's the truth. And if you were to interview another person, a logical person, I'm not talking about a fool, because only a fool will support Joseph Boakai. But any logical person will tell you that Joseph Boakai is not a political material to move this country forward, and the people of Lofa have not resolved to carry him. Everybody is divided. You understand? I agree, he got some supporters here, but he does not have an absolute control over this county. So let the people in Monrovia hear that, let the whole world hear it. I wish this thing could be extended on the Facebook, but people even
it's already on Facebook.
It's already people in the diaspora to even hear it. If you're hearing me now on the Facebook, everywhere, every part of the world, I'm telling you that Joseph Boakai is not a solution to Liberia's problem. It's not a solution. You understand?
Yeah.
Let us make an alternative choice. And that choice, brilliantly, is George Manneh Weah. We believe he can move us forward. He has done it in the past, He can do it now, and he can do it in the future. If I continue talking for even the next 2 hours, I will not get tired to disprove the prove the weakness.
This president speaking to you.
Ambassador, I was just telling them that a witness will go on Facebook to tell them that Joseph Boakai does not have control over this place here. And the alternative choice is George Mania Weah. I'm speaking now, Ambassador Weah is here. The whole world here is. You saw Lofa. Lofa is not resolved over Joseph Boakai. We are disappointed in his leadership. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Abu. That was good talking to you. It was nice talking to you. You listen to the guy there. You listen to the guy there speaking from Lofa County, and we've been saying this to you, and you need to understand. So I'll talk to you. I'll talk to you later. Baba, we are on our way to Kwadu Boni district. Thank you so much.
I say no to Mr. Joe. Let Joe go back, man. This is your talk. Let Joe go back in the bush that they play he belong because he do nothing here a woman early. They do nothing for our country. So let them go back to the place. They will not get 1 vote here. We tire today, we tire tomorrow.
I'm Jackson Widow. You see, my brother, this is a little business that I made to support my 5 children. During the year 2005, Madam Seri told us that there were going to be free primary education, especially free primary education. And she told us there will be a lot of job facility and company than ever before. And she said also there were going to be a stop to corruption, and corruption was going to be her worst enemy. And I think she set precedent on Judy Bryant. But after Judy Bryant died and all the rest of her ministers were just transferred to another ministry for corruption, I see the election to be very critical. And one thing I should tell the Liberian people is to get the United Party out of Liberia completely, because they are people like the demonic forces that is hanging over Liberia, trying to suck our blood and destroy our children and great-grandchildren future. They are. I'm talking to say that I'm very bad because you talk about the man they call Joseph Boakai in today's way. I'm against it totally. I'm against the entire United Party. Let government.
So meaning you are saying no to Joe, right?
No to Joseph Boakai. No to the United Party. Let it go our way. Let it leave us. Let us live our peaceful life. Let our children go to school happily, and let Papa come home with black plastic bag filled with rice, pepper, chicken soup, and let the children be happy.
My name is Loretta. We have one father's government. The Joe man is talking about as a land Joe with this government for the 2 years. For the 2 years, not small years. And then there is nothing that you can show like brand people. So for that reason, we are not satisfied with Joe. We want him no more again. He said when I offered Joe, he comes to work there. I'm not satisfied because he is corrupted. The whole government is corrupted. For one fact, right now our children, you see younger than me, I say you go here. I say you say you go. When my child is listening, but when you go to the school house, you say you won't go see your child at school, my dear. The money that they will force it. The money why you get up to or TV or theater. So again, the market will make it so even pay our children's school fee. Again, manage my dear. So for everything we tire.
I'm just a bit wow. For me, I'm not satisfied because you know, for the government I've been ruling up to this time, or 2 days the last time. But we have been disappointed by the government. And me especially, more especially having to do with our leader, which is the president. Yeah, and the government has the most educated government, but now the even government has wow, the most corrupt government. So what? If good, then what bad? So that's my problem. She said you have no control over prices for what as a leader. They won't have control over prices. So for me, right now, I'll talk all the finish, but I don't think I can vote to that barrier because it's the same government. When you get in power, it will be the same government because she will control him. Yeah. So for me, I'm not ready. But even see Joseph Boakai leading us as president.
We suffer too much. You are very hard. We used to buy a couple of for $20, but now you go anywhere, you go couple of at $35, $40. We have big already at $2,000. We used to buy a couple of $75 in a bush, but now we buy it $200 now. Poor bear, now $450. Kia bread, none of the there's a $350 or $375. We suffer too much. After me, and I feel they for me. Because school, when I go to school, you go just say a child. The money that they will call, they used to say government school. But now when you go register a children government school, you will pay money $5,000 or $3,000. Yeah. So our children are suffering. We don't have correct, even hospital. Even your child say if only when they go to the hospital, they'll just say pay money before you hold your child in the hospital. They don't want help. Poor people around, they don't want to help the poor people. Blind people pass them and they don't want to help them. We're suffering in this country too much. I leave the government try to do something. The government promised that when she win, she's going to help the Latvian people. She's going to build school, she's going to build hospital. Even the mansion, she said that in my point, the mansion she's going to pay all to this time. Nothing good, not here. So we're suffering in this country. We need peace now. They say no war, but the one that we're feeling now is more than war. So we're tired now. We're tired. And say no, no, and no, forever no.
That's the reality we're facing here. And you got an old man who can.
It's like a double whammy. We might have lost Mr. Taylor. Look, I have the interview here by the VP now. I've been able to download it. Yeah, let's see whether we can have it. Yeah. He's talking about Ebola now.
Yes. The economy had a setback.
Joe Brugger just said that Ebola almost eroded all of the gains the government made. Jesus Christ. Even the quota the government made Ebola. Even the quota they put on the road, the Ebola ate it from them.
It's been very bad because it actually eroded almost all of the gains we made for the first 6 years. The economy had a setback, coupled with the fact that the main commodities that usually gave lead to our economy, the iron ore and the rubber sector, are also.
So Ebola affected iron ore and rubber. I didn't know that. I thought it was global market forces. I thought it was a slowdown in the global economy and the demand for raw materials. I didn't know that. Ebola damaged the ship load. It made the ship to sink with the iron ore.
Because of the global effect on that.
So Liberia is like a double whammy, triple whammy.
Good, great. I mean, coupled with the fact that most of our investors left the country in the other sectors. But we thank God that they are coming back now. We're trying to pick up the pieces.
Obviously, President Ellen Johnson certainly is still in office, will be for another couple of years. But when it comes to, at this stage, assessing her 2 terms in office, do you feel one has to make a distinction between the years before Ebola and then the Ebola years? As you say, there's also been the global slump. I mean, in terms of assessing these 2 terms, how would you sum them up?
I think she's done a great job because we're not just looking at Ebola. We took the economy from $80 million to $6 million.
What the hell does that mean? If we took it from $80 million to take what has changed has not benefited the lives of the people of the country. And then you want to make noise about that. You see how the man's mind works? Because you predicted him. You said he will be priding himself on the achievement of the government.
That's it back. We did a lot of reforms that were necessary to
reforms that $10 million
themselves on so-called accountability and transparency institutions, the LSECs and the GSCs and the IAAs and all those institutions. And what do they bring? They bring nothing. It's a waste of money. It's a charade. Joe Braca let us hear already.
Encourage investors to move the country forward.
Hand on heart, though, are there things, these last nearly 10 years, are there things that you feel could have been done better?
Sure.
And if so, what are they?
Sure. I mean, for example, we believe that we could have been able to put together a team that was highly responsive. But again, you don't know all the people. The president has the capacity to bring a lot because of our connections. That management of it.
Yeah, Joe Braca. Connections. Again, connections. What connections? What? Yeah, I'm getting him connections. Come on. Are you serious? 10 years later, you're talking about connections? Have the president's connections put food on people's tables? 84% of Liberians live on less than $1.25 a day. The fifth poorest country on the face of the earth. You're talking about connections? Is something wrong with Joe Braca?
The implementation of it could have been much better.
There has been criticism that perhaps too many people close to the president were put in positions of authority. Is that a criticism you recognize?
Well, we heard that a couple of times, and it happens that when you take office, I think it is not bad to bring people that are close to you, provided they share your vision.
Well, at that point, let me turn the spotlight on you yourself, talking of vision for the country in leadership. You've announced that you intend to run for the presidency in 2017.
I haven't. I was petitioned, and I accepted a petition.
So you're not...
Oh, I believe she is supporting me. Does your wife love you? I think she loves me. So you don't feel it? Well, Ellen, you want you.
This interview and finish it off.
And what is his vision for the country?
Just listen. Petition, and I accepted a petition.
So you're not averse to running for the presidency? Let's put it that way.
No, I'm not.
Is President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf supporting you?
I believe she is.
What would be your vision? You know, does it match exactly that of the president now? Do you have your own vision?
What I have tried to do is to complement the efforts of the president. She's an international figure, well known, but I have helped her on the local level to promote her agenda. And I believe more of that is needed in the area of reconciliation, in the area of bringing people on board that will see the vision that was established and to be able to make that impact on the lives of the people. Because I believe we need more to change the lives of the young people, of the women, and people who have never, ever seen the dividends of a good government.
Oh, wow. Well, folks, there you have it. Joseph Braca says he wants to complement the president's vision. He wants to do more of what Ellen is doing. More poverty, more corruption, more nepotism, which is what the president's vision is. Isn't that what it is, folks? You tell me. Let's go back to... We might have lost Mr. Taylor. Look, I have the interview here by the VP now. I've been able to download it. Yeah, let's see whether we can have it. Yeah.
We made.
He's talking about Ebola now.
Yes. The economy had a setback.
Joe Braca just said that Ebola almost eroded all of the gains the government made. Jesus Christ. Even the quota the government made Ebola. Even the quota they put on the road, the Ebola ate it from them.
Ebola took it. It's been very bad because it actually eroded almost all of the gains we made for the first 6 years. The economy had a setback, coupled with the fact that the main commodity commodities that usually give lead to our economy, the iron ore and the rubber sector, are also.
So it brought by effect like iron ore and rubber. I didn't know that. I thought it was global market forces. I thought it was a slowdown in the global economy and the demand for raw materials. I didn't know that.
Ebola damaged a shipload. It made a ship to sink with the iron ore.
Because of the global effect on that.
So Liberia's had like a double whammy, triple whammy.
Good, great. I mean, coupled with the fact that most of our investors left the country in the other sectors. But we thank God that they are coming back now. We're trying to pick up the pieces.
Obviously, President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf is still in office, will be for another couple of years. But when it comes to, at this stage, assessing her 2 terms in office, do you feel one has to make a distinction between the years before Ebola and then the Ebola years? As you say, there's also been the global slump. I mean, in terms of assessing these 2 terms, how would you sum them up?
I think she's done a great job because we're not just looking at Ebola. We took the economy from $80 million to $6 million.
What the hell does that mean? If we took it from $80 million to take $600 million,
what has changed?
It has not benefited the lives of the people of the country. And then you want to make noise about that. You see how the man's mind works?
Because you predicted him. You said he would be priding himself on the achievement of the government.
That's it back. We did a lot of reforms that were necessary to
reforms that $2 million on so-called accountability and transparency institutions, the LSECs and the GACs and the IAAs and all those institutions. And what do they bring? They bring nothing. It's a waste of money. It's a charade. Joe Brackett, let us hear already.
Encourage investors to move the country forward.
Hand on heart, though, are there things, these last nearly 10 years, are there things that you feel could have been done better?
Sure.
And if so, what are they?
Sure. I mean, for example, we believe that we could have been able to put together a team that was highly responsive. But again, you don't know all the people. The president has the capacity to bring a lot because of our connections. That management of it.
Yeah, Joe Brackett. Connections. Again, connections. What connections? What?
Yeah, I'm getting him connections.
Come on. Are you serious?
10 years later, you're talking about connections.
Have the president's connections put food on people's tables? 84% of Liberians live on less than $1.25 a day, the 5th poorest country on the face of the earth. You're talking about connections? Is something wrong with Joe Brackett?
The implementation of it could have been much better.
There has been criticism that perhaps too many people close to the president were put in positions of authority. Is that a criticism you recognize?
Well, we heard that a couple of times, and it happens that when you take office, I think it is not bad to bring people that are close to you, provided they share your vision.
Well, at that point, let me turn the spotlight on you yourself, talking of vision for the country in leadership. You've announced that you intend to run for the presidency.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good evening, and welcome to this platform. I just want to make a few announcements because there are some of you guys who come on the platform don't know who Jay Randy is. But I will introduce myself to you guys. I'm not just a typical Liberian. I'm not looking for a job from Joseph Boyka. I'm not looking for a job from President Weah. I'm not looking for a job from Ellis Cummings. I'm well better in this country with my cartoon I'm pushing all the time. So if you come here with your feelings because you don't want to hear the truth, there's nothing wrong with you expressing your feeling. But when you come to provide insult, we will use the Facebook community violation guidelines, and then we will remove you off the show. because the constitutional protected activities that we have in our country that has to do with freedom, total representation, justice, and equity, it is all Liberians' right to use the constitutional provision to express ourselves. If you think that your political candidate should not be criticized, my friendly advice is to walk up to he or she and say, don't run, because I cannot stand the tension. You will listen to Joseph Boakai here today. He told T-Max that during the 2017 election, he couldn't stand the pressure, and that what led him to get a pacemaker. If he cannot stand the pressure, what more about you guys? So with that being said, Eddie, you are going to go in the TV room because you're not coming here to bring your feelings here. No. This is a pure white man platform. You know when white men say black men aggressive? Yes, we use that line. We don't take black aggressive people on the platform. If you're an aggressive person, we'll let you go. Whether that female or male, we'll let you go. So we don't keep aggressive people here, right? So with that being said, Mr. Eddie, you're going to go to the TV room. All right? So I'm going to go down the line. And if I see anybody who's been very, very, aggressive, I will let you go. So if you know what I know, you better start deleting right now before I get there. So let me go down the list here. So yeah, I see, okay. Let's see here. Okay, so Eddie is gone already. Yeah, he's gone already. Yes. These guys need to be disciplined, folks. We're disciplined, these guys. They will forever remember me as long as they live. They face, they will always remember their face here. Because I'm not going to take nothing from them. Yes, I'm not going to take any crap from them. So let's see here. I see my man. Okay. I see my man right here. Okay. All right. So I see another man here too. All right. So let me address this guy right here before I let him go. And guys, please don't get mad. Let me express the guy. There's a guy called Jeneton Talu. All right. And I'm going to be very raw with Jeneton Talu. I think Jeneton Talu is letting us know that the first ever girlfriend his father had, it was the same girlfriend that became his mom today. Yes, but that is not true. 9 out of 10 times it's not true. You see, when you're dealing with very illiterate Liberian, you will struggle to understand how their minds work. Because God let Jonathan believe that when day break, there should be no nighttime. God let Jonathan believe that when in the night, there should be no day. When in the day, there should be no night. That is why you see in India, I love the Indian people system. I think I discussed that with you guys here. They got a system called the caste system. They got people who were born in India to be janitor for the rest of their life because of the way they think. And they got other people who were born to be doctors and nurses. We don't have that system in our country. But what we do have on the platform is to bring them to life. You see, janitor is a guy who is a poorly educated. He don't have critical thinking skill. He don't have cognitive thinking skill. He don't understand that there are times that think can escalate, think can de-escalate. He don't understand that there are times that you got to pump up the volume and lower the volume. It only speak to the mere fact that some of these guys, they are just bad product of the war. They are not educated. They are not willing to learn. Then you think about bringing the democracy today. So God like this, he doesn't belong here. All right? Yeah, he doesn't belong here. So whether I cause Cummings, whether I cause George Weah, it's not a crime. You see, when you're a smart guy, I would think and say, okay, what part of the Constitution, let's speak in his shoe now, what part of the Constitution say, when I say Joe Boakai stupid, that make me to be guilty as charged? What part of the Constitution? Or am I, exhibiting my constitutional protected activities, honor the freedom of speech? So what crime is it that when you say Joe Boakai is stupid, that the police will come to my house and say, oh, you said Joe Boakai is stupid? It's not there, right? That is the illiteracy that we find ourselves in today. And that what will be the topic today. This democracy we're practicing here, there are more to see. And the generation today, they are the worst that are inheriting and experiencing this current democracy we have. They are not used to these things. They are illiterate to these things. So we try to discipline them here. And thank God we have the Facebook. I can say Joe Weah is a good for nothing person. I can say Comey is crazy. I can say Joseph Boakai is stink. That's not crime. That's what we call exercising your constitutional protected activities. That's what democracy is all about. I can go to the White House tomorrow and say, Joe Biden, you stupid inside there. Nobody going to come and get rid of me. But that's the people democracy we imported to Liberia. And I want to say in my post, until Liberians say no to democracy, we don't want democracy in Liberia, y'all got me to deal with. I will come after George Weah. I will come after Boakai. I will come after Cummings. Y'all got me to deal with, folks. Y'all got me to deal with. Because what the democracy call for in this country that you care to Liberia, we will not just look at praising it in opposition. No, on the pro-government. I will come after everybody. So that the thing you don't understand about the democracy, some of you will be able to understand it. So I'm the one who come in now to give you the bitterness of the democracy. That's what I'll give you. Some of you guys used to it. So as you bring your feelings up, then you will be black. So let me just black most of them here now, all right? So this guy here will go in the TV room. Yes, I love this. I love it, folks. If you think I'm not loving it, I'm loving this. The electric guys are on the different platform. When they come here, I want them to be disciplined, and I will discipline them. I will discipline them. When they come here, they're not disciplined, I will discipline them. When you see them, just give me your name. I will discipline them. That's why you see in the corporate world, they call all the fixer. When they send you to a particular site to go work, you going to go fix things. They call me the fixer on Facebook. You come with your bad behavior here, we'll put you in the TV room because you're not disciplined. Until you exhibit your discipline to understand what it means to live in a democratic country. You got people here looking at other people and calling them differently. People insulted Trump. People insulted George Bush. People insulted Obama. None of them went to jail because they called that exercising your constitutional protected activities as it relates to freedom of speech. There's no crime. Show me one crime in our constitution that says when you curse the president, it is a misdemeanor or a felony. Where is it at? You see, you guys are fucked up. And that's why I will make sure I help you guys to understand it. You're fucked up. You're fucked up. You're fucked up. You inherited things that many people were craving for back in the days who were educated and they never got it. And today you get it, but you're not educated. The people who were educated, they needed a democracy. They never got it. They got dictatorship. Now, you guys are not educated. You got a democracy. You guys are fucked up. You're fucked up. So let's go down the hall here. Let's go down the hall here. Let's go down the hall, folks. Let's go down the hall here. I loving it, man. I loving it. I loving it. I loving Black in the Garden. Yes. I loving Black in the Garden. Let me come all the way down because I went all the way up. So let me come all the way down. Yes. Let me come all the way down, go all the way down to the bottom. And let me say hi to every one of you guys down here, all right? Let me say hi. You're living in a freaking country. You see how people behave towards their political leader. Some of you guys sitting your asses and when people go exercise the same democracy in the country, they just want to talk. You're not getting no space here, folks. I will keep blocking people and putting them in the room there. Let me look at my list again. Yes, because this is my priority area here. Let me look at my list here. Anybody that come here and don't believe that we have a constitutional protected activities here as it relates to our constitution, and you come here with your feelings, we will not accept any aggressive person on the platform here. No, if you are aggressive with your feelings, we'll let you go. We're not forced to keep you here. So let me go down the hall here. Let me go down the hall. All right. Somebody said, please send that man to the TV room. All right. Let me see here. Sean Hannity call Biden. Thank you. Sean Hannity call Biden. They used to call Obama dickhead. All the kind of thing. But you see, LRB guy, these guys that support the opposition, they fucked up. They are not willing to land in the country. These guys get up, they just go to where they tell them what to do. They come, they say that when they see somebody on Facebook, they come here. I will be the last person that will really mentor you guys and discipline you guys. When you're sitting on the studio, so you see that guy over there, make sure you get your head over your shoulder, your brain in your score is actually positioned before you talk to him because he's a no-nonsense guy, and that's my role on Facebook. Most of you guys that came from our country there, your mind been fucked up. You're not willing to learn things here. You're enjoying the democracy here. Do you know what happened from the 1600 when they brought the slave here, when they used to have separation? Why you think you and I in the country enjoying? Because people took the ultimate step. They got shot, they got lynched, they got killed because they wanted you to live a better life today. You think America like the way it is today, back in the days? You joking. But because of the democracy, people fought hard. They were resistant even up to today. Resistance still continue. And if you don't see it as something that you should use to teach other people, and then you want to come here, no. All right? We'll let you go here. So let me progress here. Let's look at the list here. Let me look at the list here. Let me look at the list here. Yeah, let me look at the list. Yeah, they are Zambic. We'll put them in the room. We'll put them in the room. Yes. Excuse me. We'll put them in the room. We will put it in the room. So if you come here, all right? If you come here, all right, when they afford you job in JMB and Cummings government, you will not take it. Eugene is asking. Eugene, I'm not here to take job from the government, Eugene. That's a very good question. Let me address Eugene's question. Eugene, that's a very good question, all right? Here's why I will not take the job. My career is not limited to one ministry. That's my path. It's not limited to one ministry. I am a utility individual. I'm in the environmental area. I'm in the health area. I'm into sustainability. I'm into security. Yes, those are the areas I'm in. All right? And I'm into safety. 5 areas. I cannot work one place. Next week, I'm heading out of town to go to conduct what we call process safety management. Today, I see the president unveiling or some type of construction taking place in, how do you call it, in Maryland. Those large story things. Process safety is a standard that must be conducted to alleviate explosion in the pipeline and the different equipments. That's another area there for me. If I went there right now, based on the standard of how to properly maintain those tanks, I can draw up a training program that will match up with the operation, the safety. If the government or laboratory, the EPA want to look at sustainability, I can do that. Then we can do the process safety. If you guys remember, in 1984, there was an explosion that took place in India called, I think, the Bhopal, where it released a lot of chemical, people died. Recently, in 2005, there was an explosion, I think, in Pasadena, Texas, where an agricultural facility got blown up. It was because people did not have, how they call it, process safety in place. Now, when we come to the environment, water, soil, pollution, that is air, water, all those things, I can do all these things. The only thing here is I just want to consult. If you come into the mall, people die in the country here. If you come into the mall, I can get a job. Because the body they're going to embalm, the chemical they're going to use, formaldehyde, is a very dangerous chemical. How are they going to dispose of formaldehyde? I can go there and draw up the state standard as to how to control hazardous waste. I can go to the hospital, whatever material they got that they don't need, they're sharp, needles, all the things there. I can also create a training program how to properly dispose waste. I can look in the whole Liberia community because your father died or your uncle died, you bury them right here. When you draw in well, water to drink, how do we determine that where your father was buried? What is the flow of that groundwater? Is it flowing in the direction of where you're drinking the well, or is it flowing opposite? That is who I am, my friend. That is why I'm not fit to work in any role. All I want to see is to look at where I fit and say, put me here, put me here, put me here, put me here. I'm not looking for a job. That's why I keep telling you guys. I was a struggle man back home, and I asked myself when I get on that plane, when I go to America, what should I do? So when I come back to Liberia, I'll not be a struggle man. Some of you guys did not think about that. I did not come here on refugee program, people. I came here to go to school. But I just love the environment of politics. That's why I found myself here. Even in your own home, if I come in your home, the gas stove, you turn it on. There is a lot. Remember, gas stove, gas come from petroleum product. You turn that gas stove on, you are inhaling benzene, toluene. Make sure that your vent system works. Because when you turn that gas stove on, it releasing those VOCs, volatile organic compound, you breathing it in. You suffer from headache, you suffer from other things. Even in the basement, there's something called radon. There are certain radon levels that in your house that you're not supposed to go above. I don't want to release all the things here. You guys are fucked up. You're fucked up. So you need to bring your butt down here, sit out here and listen to me and let's have good conversation. But don't come with Joe Bugger did, Joe Bugger that. All right? Joe Bugger walking somewhere in your own house. Joe Bugger, when it comes to Joe Bugger's safety, he's an old man. I don't see any ramp to your house. Joe Bugger coming down here, there's no guardrail for him to hold the countdown. In this country, most home, even your house, when you climbing down the stairs, they got guardrail that hold you. When you saw the guy then holding Joe Bugger that day, no. Joe Bugger is unable to walk. His home should have a ramp where he can come down to walk. So these are things when I go to Liberia, I can see and start to make things happen. They call me the job creator. You came into Liberia today, I can go to one place and create job. That place like Jetty Berry. When I go there and sit down with Jetty, I tell Jetty, what do you do? You will tell me, say, I don't want you to go back to America. I want you to stay here. So it's not for nothing, folks. It's not for nothing. There is no, unless there is nobody living anywhere, that the only way I will not get job opportunity because the skills I have. So that's a very good question. I hope I didn't all answer, because sometimes you can honor answer and sometimes you can all answer the question. So Eugene Banks, I hope I did not all answer your question, because that's my area of expertise. I just let it go like this. All right. But this platform, we are here to provide political, social education, because we don't understand what we're doing in our democracy. All right. So let's move down the home here. Let's move down the home quickly here. All right. Let's move down the home here. Let's move down the home. All right. Let's move down the home here. I see my man Nido here, he's laughing and stuff like that. Man, Nido said I can go to my man Nido's store. Nido guy is still what, I don't know what he regulated, but I can make sure that Nido fire extinguisher remain in our green area, because Nido need to have his fire extinguisher in here business, because I think basically Nido products are all dry goods. So what Nido need to do? One, Nido need to ensure there's no slip, trip, and fall in the different aisle that he got, so that way he cannot be sued. Number two, Nido need to make sure that if there's anywhere where he got electrical panel in your house, in his store, there's nothing blocking it, because emergency, Nido need to make sure that he has a fire extinguisher, a working fire extinguisher, and he also learn how to use the fire extinguisher, and those who working for him learn how to use the fire extinguisher. That's something I can do for my man Nido too. So you see, guys, you're playing with somebody, you're looking at somebody here who came here and learn what they can learn. Remember, you must set your GPS, your destination, to where you want to go. So when I see people tell, oh, the man need job, the man need job. Do I know there's somebody looking for job in Liberia? If I were a man who created for job, like usually if I go, all right, I would be running here and there. No, I'll be running here and there. So let me progress here, folks. Let me progress here. All right? All right. So Eugene Fagon, what you doing? Eugene Fagon, what you doing here now? Okay, let's see here. Let me say Eugene Fagon said, Eugene Banks, let me see what's going on here. Now we got folks here who are keeping watch on the behavior. See, what we do here is we structure ourselves here, right? We are structured in a way here that we don't take insult on this platform here. I want to make sure people are disciplined. The friends that I want to have on Facebook, that's why it's called Facebook. Facebook was actually established to meet friends that you know, so that way when you're all over, you can come to a place to discuss. But they turned out from a private friendship, it had now become a public friendship. And most of the activities take place in the public. So it became more of a public friendship. But the initial intent of Facebook was to create a friendship among college students. But when the market demand started with it, they put about, instead of making it just a private thing among friends, let's go make it public. That when they discovered their IPO and went on Wall Street and said, we can make money out of this thing. So why that went to that next level, it brought in some of you guys that we don't know each other. I don't know you, you don't know me. You can either follow me, you can make me friends. But then over time, Facebook started getting all the feedback. People will come and insult you. People will come and do this. That how kind of started putting in restricted regulation. You can block the man, or you can mute the man, or you can silence the man. These are all feedback they get in order to continue improving what they think, because there are legal consequences that Facebook might incur if they don't take the rightful action, because they are dealing with a worldwide of people that include lawyers, judges, they all, and they know the law. So when you don't hire the best lawyer and judges, the psychologists to work in your department of ethics and standard, your company will go broke. And that's why all these features are coming up. They teach you the tools. Somebody call you on Facebook Messenger, you just see the message pop up. If you don't want a person, block them, because there are anonymous caller that will call. Somebody don't even like they call you because they now have internet and they can just contact with you. Unless the traditional phone where somebody got to know your number, that nowadays the internet protocol just allow you to talk to people, but there are ways that you can work around that. We are not educated. We are not there to this level yet. Remember what I told you. The people who were educated in Liberia, they never had the kind of democracy we have now. They never had the education. I mean, they had the education, but they never had the social media that we have now. Now, on the opposite side, because we fucked things up in our country, we came up with a large population of young, old people. Many of them are not educated, but they are living in a world that is, technology control. They are living in a world that you must be educated. Then you just find all of them. Then on top of that, you bring in a democracy that they never experienced in their whole life. That is a total toxic population of people that feel into a disaster that is waiting to happen. And I'm not here to certify that. And that's why we make sure that we streamline people. Behavior cannot be changed. Make no mistake, no behavior can be changed. What can control behavior are policy, law that you put in place. And that's what we're going to establish here. My goal here is when you see me on the street tomorrow, you say, I respect that man, he's disciplined. That's my goal here. So when you come here with your feelings, because there's no feeling enforcement, show me somewhere where somebody will enforce their feelings on you, rather than enforcing the law, or rather than enforcing the policy, or rather than enforcing the rules. People cannot enforce their feelings because our feeling is very terrible. Because you disagree with somebody, you just want to enforce your feeling. No, we'll not accept your feelings here. We'll not accept your feelings. Jesus Christ said when he went to the temple and started to tell the people what was that, he enforced his feelings, and his disciples were not happy about that. So you calm down on the platform here, folks. You guys are staring at somebody who wants to help you to be a very disciplined person. Discipline will be the key on the platform here. You can disagree with what I'm saying about Boka, but say it in a civil way. If you don't let it go, keep going. There are people who are part of a population of the country. Some of them in jail. Some of them can get a job. Some of them fucked up. But they're still part of the population, right? So we are all Liberians. When you come to the platform, you got to behave. If you don't like it, go to the other platform. If like the guy who said, I don't want to live in society, I'm a society drop out, let me go commit crime and go be incarcerated and live among the incarcerated population of people. That's fine. That's fine. That's your choice. But we will instill and maintain discipline on the platform here. Yes, that's what we want to do, because the younger generation is looking up to us. All right. So with that being said here, I want to say thank you guys to every one of you guys. All right. So a few things we want to go through here today. All right. Let me say this here to folks here. You see Joseph Boka here? Let me say this to you guys here about Joseph Boka. What I have discovered here, folks, what I have discovered about Joseph Boka, it will amaze you when I tell you who Joseph Boka is. So I want you to take a good look at Joseph Boka here. All right. You see, fellow Liberian, Joseph Boka, in my definition, Joseph Boka is an obsolete politician who doesn't fit into today's contemporary and social political environment. You copy that? Joseph Boka is an obsolete politician who doesn't fit in today's contemporary politics and social environment. Let me give you an example here. Quick example here. What must I start looking for here? Start looking for here. All right. Look at the cell phone here. See the cell phone? Does this cell phone fit into today technology cell phone? No. This is obsolete now. Even though it bears the name as cell phone, it don't have what today's cell phone would take to operate this. Therefore, this has become obsolete. Joseph Boakai is a Liberian. He is a human being. But in today's democracy, he's obsolete. You know what makes it obsolete? Very easy. The 45 years that Joseph Boakai spent working as a public servant in our country, Joseph Boakai never worked in any government that actually practiced the 4 pillars of democracy. It was only during Ellen Johnson's time that we started to see some form and shape of democracy. So the rest of the years that Joseph Boakai worked in Liberia, he never got to experience democracy. It was either a one-system party or a military dictatorship or some type of interim government. So what did Joseph Boakai bring? Absolutely nothing. Now, in today's contemporary politics, where people are asking for this, all right, we got somebody here. All right, we got somebody here. Yeah, he fucked up. He fucked up. Let me see the person here. You gotta wash your water because you use your water, lose your black or yellow. Sarah, okay. Sarah said the baby fucked up. All right. Don't use the real word. The word fucked up is FOOT. All right. All right. And it's TUB. I will spell the word for you, but they're not the real one you can use. No. All right. Don't use that one. I mean, not FOT, it's FUCKTUB. Fucked up, all right? So, y'all gotta start using that word. It's not a real word they can use, all right? The first word is it, but the last one is top, TUB, all right? So, but I like the way how my picking put it. He just put it, the stars in there, all right? So, in the course of our discipline here, that's what we use. There you go. There you go. You got it now. So, folks, you need to say what? Fucked up. That's it right there, all right? So that's it there. So let's come back to Joseph Boakai here, right? So Joseph Boakai, he may be a Liberian. Think about this cell phone here. As I try to present this whole Joseph Boakai in the form of this cell phone. Joseph Boakai, 45 years, majority of that 45 years actually was spent in a government that never practiced total democracy. You follow me? That did not allow Liberians to express their freedom of speech. There was nothing like a democracy from the time Joseph Boakai was a young guy working to the age prior to Ellen bringing him on board as vice president. Joseph Boakai never saw the true meaning of democracy. So he comes from a society that had no respect and understanding from what? From how they call it? From exercising democracy. Now he's caught up now within what we call contemporary politics. But the politics, the applicability of the politics is called, or how they call it, contemporary political and social environment. What makes it social today is because we have social media. And what makes the social media? The political social media. So on the political social media, we discuss politics. And what are we mixing with the politics that bring in the social? We look at the freedom of speech. We look at the freedom of expression. That's how it is built. Now, when you look at the generation today, that's from Liberia, both in the diaspora and back home, you see the contemporary politics, you see the democracy we operate through, the entire system of governance is what? A democracy, right? And the democracy allows us to utilize social media as we discuss politics, and then we look at it through the eyes of politics and social environment where we discuss the politics and blend that in with the social aspect, and then we find ourselves in the environment. That is the structure in there. Now, who are the participants in there? The participants from Joseph Boakai to his supporters. Now, Joseph Boakai got two types of supporters. One is considered a political economic opportunist. The political economic opportunistic people are the guy that you see all the way on TV. Joe Boakai is the man. Joe Boakai, they are using politics to gain economic benefit. And that's why they are called what? Political economic opportunists. They don't see anything wrong with Joe Boakai. Then you got the other one that falls on what we call political loyalty or political identity. Those guys too are fucked up. And, they are not educated, most of them. They are diehard politicians. They don't pay attention, diehard policy. So they don't see anything. When you say Joe Boakai is wrong today, they curse you. That particular subgroup is falling under what? Social engineering. Social engineering is a process in which a party, high-ups, will use other people to keep them in their camp, to let things go. So what do we do to fix the problem? We got a democracy now that allows us to express our freedom of speech, right? I can get ready and say Joe Boakai are good for nothing, man. I can say Joe Weah is a fucker, man. I can say Joe Weah is this. I can say Comey is this. That is our freedom of speech. And under our constitution, it gave us freedom of speech. And then we utilize that by saying it is our constitutional protected activities as a free country. So we can use that. We can use that. That's what we can do. We can use that and discuss that. That's what we can do. But are we guilty? No, we are not guilty because there's no law that says when you use certain descriptive words against a political leader is a misdemeanor or a felony. No, it's not. But we are only expressing our freedom of speech. So when we come together to discuss this thing within a social political environment, there are others who come with their feelings. They don't look at the laws. It may cause him Boakai, I'm going to cause him. Or they may discuss him Boakai, I'm going to cause him. But there's nowhere in the book that say, no, nobody should use profanity against our political leader. And that when they come in now with that bad behavior, and then we'll let them go. So when you're dealing with an obsolete politician who now trying to fit himself into today's contemporary politics that includes social interaction that create a social environment, like someone like Joe Boakai, he's coming from a lost world that he never experienced politics. So he cannot be the teacher of something that he doesn't understand. He is the victim. And those who follow him, especially the other partisans who are party loyalists, they don't have the political education and they don't have the basic education. They only have the party identity. They are also a victim based on what they have lost and where they find themselves. So they're confused. So we must be able to unravel these things to have discussion. And because it can get very toxic, it can get very dirty. Because when you try to teach them about some strategy that people are using, they see you as an enemy. That's how they see you. So let's try to bounce back here so you can get to see it. And this is where they can get angry at, right? So let's go back here. So let's look at this here, right? So let me turn this around here. Remember the last time I told you guys about Joseph Boakai? Yes. What did I say about Joseph Boakai the last time? What did I say about Joseph Boakai? I said he got behind Joseph Boakai. They got this strategy where when Joseph Boakai looking good, they keep a good side. When Joseph Boakai is fucked up, they will always come and change Joseph Boakai figure. All right? So when Joseph Boakai get messed up, they change him and bring a fake picture from the past, and then they try to put it up for people to see. Some years ago, a few years ago, I think it was last 2021, Joseph Boakai came to the United States. This is Philadelphia here. He was looking bad off. When he went by the library, he took along with him this baby oil, rub his hair and look good. Still with that logic. Joseph Boakai appeared him over, he was looking like this. They posted the picture here. Joseph Boakai was looking sick like this. He went to the hospital. What did they do next? Joseph Boakai came from the hospital. He was looking bad off. This is fresh on top of your knowledge right now, right? And what will be your guess? They're going to bring a picture in. That's it right here. A man who was not able to use his hand, they brought the picture recently now and put it up here. That's how they're making ass out of the old man. This is where I come in now to be the spoiler of them, because they are not treating the old man fair. They are giving the people all kind of cosmetic description of him. When you look at Joseph Boakai face here, all right, I am not a dermatology. When you look at Joseph Boakai face here, you can see what they had done to him here, all right. He doesn't. This is not his correct skin. They make up the put all on him, all right, and they told him what to do. This is Joseph Boakai left hand here now. Oh, use your left hand through all the day so people can get to see you. They are literally destroying this old man. All right. Now, why is he coming to America? I can tell you this, that Joseph Boakai is coming to America because the doctors in Liberia, they have determined that Joseph Boakai's situation cannot be handled in our country, and therefore he should seek advanced medical treatment. But because Joseph Boakai is very, very dishonest to the Liberian people, that is why he's not telling you guys. But honor our constitution, that look at freedom of expression, that look at total representation, that look at equity. What is so wrong for Joseph Boakai to say something? Today, you will see my caption where I say, I got Joseph Boakai medical record. The reason I put that caption there, I wanted to see how well people read before they react, or how well people see and then they react. Because at the very end of that statement, I said, this record belongs to Barack Obama. That is Barack Obama physical. It's online. All you got to do, just go to Google right now and type in Mr. Obama medical record. Boop, it will come up. Trump medical record. Boop, it will come up. Because what? We live in a democratic country where people who are in public service, their records are public. You don't want to buy a pig in the bed. So when we want to practice that democracy in Liberia, you got to understand that not all Liberians will think like you. And I'm one of those. If Joseph Boakai want to be a public servant, I will want to see his physical and other medical record. Because we don't want to buy somebody who will be sick. If he doesn't want that to come to his doorstep, let him leave politics and go into his private sector. When you private, you cannot find anybody's record easily. They got to give you that permission. So until Liberians get to say, no, we don't want democracy, you got me to deal with. You got me to deal with. Because I will deal with you every day until you can get it. We're not going to customize our democracy. Oh, right, we can't do this one yet. Let's do this one yet. No, that's how the democracy works in the country. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to settle for that. We will ask all the questions every day. Some of you guys are semi-educated here, not educated here. You're here. You don't want to abide by this thing, but by the time one way mentor, you're saying, oh, I'm going to get a lawyer. No, don't be selective. Teach our people that what democracy is an animal that you got to understand. You see, one of the impediments in our country over the period of time, we are not really utilizing our institutions, such as schools, and other places where people should go and learn. So how can you run a democracy, fellow Liberian, when you never got school about what it means, the different type of government, to even teach the constitution? People in the street in Liberia, people of Liberian descent or Liberian in this country, they never learn the constitution. They don't understand how politics work. They can't tell the difference between an autocratic government and a how they call it, and then a democratic government. Boom, next thing go into politics. Then when you go use the tools, because democracy comes with different tools. You can use the tools of freedom, you can use the tools of total representation, whatever tools you want to use, because they don't have the foundation of understanding a democratic system of governance as it relates to you and I participating. Our participatory role within a democratic system of governance is to question, to ask, and to voice our opinions. Those things are part of the tools that democracy contains. And if people want to prevent you from exercising that, then it's not total democracy. Then we are not ready for those things. And this is where I come in. If you cannot learn it in the classroom, you learn it on the platform here. But Joseph Boakai and any other leader will be asked. I see people coming, oh, go ask for Joe Weir thing. Yes, if the time can, I will ask for Mr. Joshua. I will ask for Mr. Weir. I will ask for him. I will ask for it. I have criticized Mr. Weir so many times. You see, Cummings, I don't need to even tell Cummings. When Cummings bring a taxer in America here, Cummings going for a medical checkup. When Ellen Cummings, you go for a medical checkup. Don't think I don't know. I know all these things because I see them. Many Liberians you see come here, there are certain times they can come to this country to do what they call their well visit, their year-end visit. They can come here. All right? They can come here. They can come here. All right, somebody just now enforce their feelings there right now. Start talking about yourself. What is triggering you on your skin here? Orlando S. Jones. What is triggering you on your skin here? I shouldn't talk about myself. I'm going to talk about somebody else. I shouldn't talk about myself. Talk about somebody else. So why don't we talk about you first? Who are you in the first place? You see, these are some of the people that don't belong on the platform, and we'll just put them in the TV room. All right? So we'll put another person in the TV room here now. Okay. Goodbye. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. They afraid. You know what they could medicine for Liberian people? You must know it all. You must know it all. Liberia, our country is not an intelligent society. We are amateur society. So we quit to get agitated over things. Because why? We are never been brought up in understanding things. The democracy we're talking about here. Some Liberians just feel like we want to be SSI in America here. By the time they get on the plane to go to Liberia, no. That democracy doesn't apply. But they will want to go to Liberia and want to take advantage of other people. Kind of remind you of people that live in the South, right? During the Jim Crow days. They want certain people to live certain places. And these are the people we deal with here. I will deal with them on the platform all the time. All right? They don't want to be educated. They are afraid. But we will make them, we will make them to be educated. Because we do everything possible on the platform here to make them understand we are all about here. Yes, that's what we do here. So y'all got me to deal with. Y'all got me to deal with. Everything that I know, I will bring it out here. So you can call me Mr. No or Mr. This. We will ask Joseph Boyka for that freaking record because that old man is not well. We're not here to come buy no pig in the bed here. No. Some of you guys will not go buy Oka. How many of you guys here will go buy Oka? By the time you start, will you buy it? No. Think about Joseph Boyka being Oka too. You start out, man, you can't start. Right now, the guy on the plane now because the plane is like a tow truck there. They put him on the tow truck, the Oka and they put him on the tow truck and bring him to America here. So you can't do medical advice. No, the man fucked up. So we need to understand that we cannot buy a pig in the bed like that. No, we cannot do that with Joseph Boyka. Yes. So we must question everything. Remember, Joseph Boyka is an obsolete politician who cannot exist into today's contemporary political and social environment. The least to say. And also those that follow him, they are other political or economic opportunists, and then they got the loyal people that are behind him. And how do we face that problem? We must establish, we must have a social establishment. That social establishment must include refining our school system by teaching about our constitutional protected activities from maybe 5th grade up, and begin to build better schools and begin to improve our different sector in our country. And then as we go through that developmental phase, we start to maintain things and start to improve it. We are not at that level yet. Our country is not structured. The way we do things is not structured. We lack of structure. And this is where I come in to discuss things structurally here. Joseph Boyka wants to be a politician. He is responsible to provide everything that are applicable to us as public. I posted 2 things here. Donald Trump medical record and Obama. The people know. Just recently, those of you that live in Pennsylvania, the senator that got elected, he suffered from stroke. He came on the air and told the person, yes, I suffer from stroke and I'm getting better. Today, he's senator for Pennsylvania. Joseph Boyka went to the hospital. He comes back. He's not telling you what happened to him. We can live in that kind of isolation, folks. I understand some of you guys' minds are isolated. But the unfortunate thing about it, not every one of our minds are isolated. Isolated. All right? Your mind, my mind, we have separate minds. Not every one of us mind is isolated. Some people's minds together They are isolated. Some people mind together. They are not. And how do we coexist? Well, we have to go to what we use as our constitution to say, do we have the freedom of speech? Yes, you have the freedom of speech to ask questions. And that's what we need to do. That is what we need to do. Joseph Boakai cave under pressure. All right? So let's go to some video here so you can get to see it. Let's go to some video here. Some people have been having the clip around, but we don't have the clip here. We got the actual video here. We don't have the clip. We have the actual video here. So if you guys remember this video here, all right, as you can see here, right down in the corner right here, where it says that 50-50 show, May 26, 2021. Joseph Boakai was asked, what did he say? Let's go and listen to Joe Boakai here. All right, let's go and listen to Joe Boakai here. All right, can't listen to the old man misinforming the people here. Yeah, Joe Boakai is misinforming the people. So listen to this. All right, you ready? Okay, let's roll the tape. Oh, we're not going to get too loud here. If it get too loud, we'll control it. Let's listen to Joe Boakai.
So for those of you who carrying the story around, you got to go and check it out. I have no heart surgery. I have no heart disease. I move around. I did go to a hospital.
Mm-hmm. Let's start it over, folks. Let's start it over.
Hospital 4, Cephas 4,
Serenus 4.
Serenus 4.
First of all, you people, I mean,
the moment we came here, back in 92, of all of those towers, they elected me. And I know I had always been asked, where do you come from? Because I was not part of Moja or not part of Eden, but I always came in, and people, because they respected me. But at some point in time, people always believe that certain reasons they should ask you to leave, you leave. So you're talking about firing. Government is, once the reasons are stated why you should be fired, the president reserves the right. And not always because you've done something, maybe you stole or something, but the president reserved the discretion. So I was not fired for any other reason but political. And you talk about Weah. How do you compare yourself to Weah? Let me talk about the surgery. I don't have any heart surgery. I didn't have any heart disease. No heart surgery. So for those of you who carrying the story around, you got to go and check it out. I have no heart surgery. I have no heart disease. I move around. I did go to a hospital because I found out that there was a lot of pressure beginning with the government, with the campaign and all of that. And yes, I went to hospital. But I'm very fit.
You went to do your physical, right?
Pardon?
You went to do your physical.
They're a pacemaker, yes.
Okay.
People.
Now, I allow you to listen to that because Joseph Boakai, in a particular segment of that interview, misinformed the people. To be straight out, he lied to the people. And that is why the medical record is so important. Because the medical record will be displayed by the media and we'll get to see what happened to Joseph Boakai. But he misinformed the people. He lied. He said he came under pressure. In fact, let's go back and do a segment by segment analysis, right? Let's go back. So let's go back here. Let's go back and see here.
Peter, but I'm very fit. Heart disease. I move you stole or something, but the president reserved the discretion, so I was not fired for any other reason but political. And you talk about Weah. How do you compare yourself to Weah? Let me talk about the surgery. I don't have any heart surgery.
Okay, so let's follow that trend, right? I do not have any heart surgery. Let's put a check mark there. Check mark. Check. All right, let's go now. right?
You have any heart disease. No heart surgery.
All right. So, no heart surgery, no heart disease, according to him. Because most of the time, heart disease will lead to heart surgery to clean up some stuff in there. We understand that. So, that's the second check mark. And we're only basing our corrected check mark based on what he said, right? So, let's go back again.
So for those of you who carrying the story around, you got to go and check it out.
Okay, so go around and check it out. How do we check it out? We can only check it out with he who is now making that announcement come and show the record and say, here is a medical report here. I don't have any heart condition such as disease. I did not do any heart surgery. Here is the medical report here. You can't send somebody out there. You claiming that the people giving misinformation out there, and you coming out and try to correct the information, but you're not coming with any source. Where does that leave the people? When you who are the subject of discussion, that is the first misinformation. That means he hiding something. You cannot send somebody for something to go and find out. For example, you say he has said, look, I went to the hospital in this country, you'll go and find out. I gave you the right. Then people will go and search for it. But you cannot give people a blind direction and say, you'll go out there. So he got something to hide. Let me progress here, folks. Let me progress here. All right?
No heart surgery. I have no heart disease. I move around. I did go to a hospital.
All right. So he said he doesn't have any heart condition, no surgery. Anybody who out there putting up misinformation, it's up to them. Let them go and find it out. But we do know that he did not give her anything. But he coming in now to start the whole thing. He said, what? I have a pacemaker. I did go to the hospital. Let's hear what he said about that hospital. What led him to that hospital? All right? Let's go back.
Because I found out that there was a lot of pressure beginning with the government, with the camp.
Hold on, let me ask a guy here. Caesar Philip, you damn stupid. You know nothing. All right? You know nothing. You want to talk about HIPAA law? It is not applicable in many instances for public servants. Joseph Boyka is a public servant. We demand to know his physical health. You don't know that. Every public servant that is having some medical condition, I posted a routine today online. Instead of you going to read about it, instead of you educating yourself, you want to come here. You go in the TV room. You go in the TV room. You are not a guy to learn anything else. Yes. So Caesar, you go into the TV room. Go to the TV room, take your time and read more, and then you'll come back here. All right? All right? The people got Donald Trump medical record out there during the campaign between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. Donald Trump, Dr. King, gave some kind of report. Everybody, oh, the document fake. Some of you guys did not let Donald Trump. Oh, the document fake. They meant Dr. Face it. But when it comes to Liberia, they don't put exception that it's not going to happen here. You will be gone from here. Yes. If you come to the platform and be here, that you'll be gone from here. All right? You'll be gone from here. There is something called the HIPAA law. Many of you guys are aware of that. It applies mainly to private citizens. By right, the government official, their medical record should be reviewed. Number one, they are coming to take your tax money. You want somebody who is in a physical health to do that. All right? Yes. I'm not talking about you, my brother. I'm not talking about you. All right? So let me progress here. All right. So let's go back to Joe Boyka. Because, look, guys, I don't want just me doing the talking here. I want to encourage you guys to go and inquire about these things. All right? President Obama medical record that I posted today. Where do you think I got it from? It's online when he did a physical in 2016. It's online. All you got to do, just type in Mr. Obama physical medical document. It will show itself. It will show itself. You want to get a healthy leader today in one of the African countries. What happened to one of the ministers there? He died from heart failure today. How many of you guys saw that information? I just forgot the name of the country. The guy went to work today. They were in a ministerial meeting. He died from heart attack. Did anybody see that story today? Come on, guys. Some of you guys are very good online. One of the ministers today in one of the African countries died from cardiac arrest, according to them. Because people been keeping things on a secret, right? Oh, yeah, that. No. If Joe Boga retire tomorrow and say, I don't want to be in politics, my mouth will be zipped. I will never talk about Joe Boga medical document. Or we cannot bring a sick person in our government here. No. Football player when they're not feeling well, do you see on the field? When Rolando gets sick, do you see on the field? When Messi gets sick, before the season starts, what you see them doing on a treadmill, all the EKG machine running like this. And you see, you're fucked up. You guys are fucked up. You guys are fucked up. And that's why you can't waste time with some of you guys who come here. I'm glad that people who come here understand this thing in here. All right? That's why I keep telling you, political identity is a very dangerous disease that's happening in our country today. Political identity. Because you identify with a political party, you don't see anything right. So that made progress here, folks. That made progress.
Pain and all of that. And yes, I went to hospital. But I'm very fit.
You went to do your physical, right?
Pardon?
You went to do your physical.
They're a pacemaker.
No, okay. You see that? So the guy who interviewed him tried to put words in your mouth. It's called leading a witness. It's called leading a witness. And you know, like me asking one of you guys, oh, so your name John Brown? Yeah, my name John Brown. So he asked the guy, the Barker said, I went to the hospital. Or you should have said, why did you go to the hospital? When you say you don't have heart condition, when you say you don't have heart surgery, why did you go to the hospital? To give him an opportunity. But he came out and said, to do your physical. Isn't that the same physical we're asking for here? The record of Obama, isn't that the same thing out there? But what did he say in response? Pacemaker, to get pacemaker. Do you know why it takes to get pacemaker? What is the function of a pacemaker? It is to guard the heart. You don't have to be a medical doctor. You can just go on Google and search for yourself. You can even ask your phone. It will tell you what it is used for. It's called your basic information. Thank you very much. When you say it's Gabon, thank you. That's what I love. So today the Gabon foreign minister, he died due to cardiac arrest. He died. He died. That's the reality we're facing here. And you got an old man who came from the hospital all linking like this. Somebody not getting cosmetic and putting it around and say he all right. Now we're hearing that he's coming to America. He's coming here for treatment. But he's going to lie about it. The thing is, we got to unearth Joseph Boga deception. The age, when people say age is just a number, this is where it works. Not because he's an older guy, but the dishonesty is out already all way his age. It's dishonesty. There are young people that can be very honest and people don't look at their age. They can be wise. There are some people who are older, but they don't have what it takes to be wise. So Joseph Boga is in the direct opposite of that. Let's listen again what he said here. Let's go back here again. All right? Let's go back here. And sorry for that feedback coming from my speaker. Oh, I didn't go too far.
Because I found out that there was a lot of pressure beginning with the government, with the campaign and all of that. And yes, I went to hospital. But I'm very fit.
You went to do your physical, right?
Pardon?
You went to do your physical.
They're a pacemaker. Yes.
Okay, you see it? So how do you really process what he just said from that question? You want to do your physical. The pacemaker, something is not right in there. It's like you get something stuck between your teeth. And you're feeling very uncomfortable. That's how I want for you to see it. He is not giving some clarity on that. And that is the disappointment in this old man. That is the disappointment. You say you don't have heart surgery. You never had it before. You don't have no heart disease. But you say you want to go see the doctor and they give you pacemaker. But what is the purpose of pacemaker? Can we talk to my Google here right now? Let's talk to my Google here. Let's talk to my Google here. All right? Hey, Google. What is the purpose of pacemaker?
On the website mayoclinic.org, they say a pacemaker is a small device that's placed in the chest to help control the heartbeat. It's used to prevent the heart from beating too slowly. Implanting a pacemaker in the chest requires a surgical procedure.
Hey Google, thank you.
I'm here to help.
It requires a surgical procedures. It's not like somebody taking your tag and just put it there. But you hearing the man telling you, that he never had surgery. There are different steps and different categories of surgery. And that reference came from Mayo Clinic. I think Mayo Clinic should be in Minnesota. So you got it in Minnesota. By the way, Minnesota is one of the healthiest states in America. Cleanest state too. I think right now they fucked up now. And you know. But he's not releasing the information. So that thing is planted in him as you listen to it to help his heart. So technically, he may not have heart disease, but he is having issue with the heart. And that's why the pacemaker is. There's somebody say here, I don't know what they completed their statement here. All right, let me see what the person say here. I did see somebody here. Okay, I think it's Pyre S. Robert. He said pacemaker can only be described by Dr. Une. Yes. Yes. And there must be a reason for that. But as you listen to Google, and you can do your own research. This platform here, I'm not here to be the only person to give you information. You can find stuff, and I thank God that some of you guys sharing information with me, because through that inter-knowledge participatory exchange, we learn from each other. The old man is not being honest here, folks. We are only trying to look out for him. Let him be honest to us. There's nothing wrong. Old age comes with all these challenges. But the thing that he said that is scary, all right? He said he's concerned. Yes, he's concerned because during the election of 2017, his heart came under some type of condition that took him to the hospital. Let's listen to him now, all right? What I just said, I just went ahead of myself. Let's listen to him here. Let's take it by one more step, and I will not stop it again. Listen to him.
And yes, I went to hospital, but I'm very fit.
You want to do your physical, right?
Pardon?
You want to do your physical?
They're a pacemaker, yes.
Okay.
People, the pacemaker have lived up to 90. That's not a problem. I am well, and the money that was paid was government money that was paid.
So guys, I encourage you to do your research as well, right? Please do your research. Go to YouTube. How the pacemaker is implanted in the body. YouTube will give you the video. You can talk to your phone. The technology is all over the place now. Try to empower yourself with knowledge. We require transparency in our democracy. We don't want no gray area where you cannot see. Either when the snow dust settle on your car windshield, you roll that windshield left and right, it's still there. You have to like pump some water on the windshield to wash it so you can see. The information Joseph Boakai is giving here, it sounds too good to be true because there are a lot of holes in there. I don't have no heart disease. I have never been operated on. All right? But I did go to the hospital because I was under political pressure and my heart started to malfunction. I didn't go do physical, but it's pacemaker. People live up to 90 years for pacemaker. So where is that conversation coming from? Like Pius Bravo said, there has to be some doctor prescription or recommendation. But the whole thing here is about surgery. There has to be some type of surgery. Why is this Pap not willing to tell us the truth? Is it illegal that he cannot tell us? How do we grow our democracy when it comes to transparency, folks? How do we grow our democracy when it comes to transparency? And that's why you see the follower of Boakai, they too are already expanding no kind of secrecy. We can't live like that in our country, folks. We can't live like that. It is very unfair to the incoming generation. Is that how we're going to set our democracy? Based on hiding things? No. That means we'll be buying pig in the bed. People will be coming to the office getting sick, and things will happen to them. I always referring to Child Walker Bronski. Child Walker Bronski got sick. Nobody knew his sickness. Until when we hear, oh, they met out. We can't live like that. If you want to be a public servant, you are part of the public nosy. The people will be nosy. Yes, if you want to be a public servant, you'll be nosy. So we'll continue to ask Joseph Boakai. If the media in Liberia are so controlled that they cannot ask, we on this side will continue to ask Joseph Boakai, and they can hear us and they're hearing us. And they feel the king started telling him, go hold people in your left hand, because we saw the hand like this. So now we see him holding people in the hand like this, putting the hand like this. So what all that faking for, folks? What that faking is all about? The thing that I really worried about, and I see that as an example, what if the man were president of the country called Liberia? What we see now, is that how they were going to behave? Oh, the papa not here, papa goes so. Then they just carry the man under the cover of the darkness. Joseph Boakai should be ashamed of himself. That's why I said Joseph Boakai, all right, is an obsolete politician that doesn't fit into today's contemporary politics and within a social environment. Because Joseph Boakai had been living, and the reason I describe him as that, because the 45 plus years that Joseph Boakai has utilized in public service, Joseph Boakai never had the opportunity to work through a pure democracy. He don't have that experience. And you cannot blame him 100%, because the government that he worked for in the past, they were either marginalizing their democracy and customizing it, or he worked under a dictatorship government that really did not want to see a full-blown practical implementation of democracy. So he cannot be wholeheartedly blamed. But what I think he should be doing now is to be able to balance out the experience he brings to his public service into the contemporary political and social environment, and say, okay, geez, I never enjoyed myself democratically, but as an old guy who know politics, who understand, these guys are free to express themselves. And they're going to beat on me. That's fine. They will want to know about me. Why? Because they want a healthy president. They don't want a president who will be a liability. Anybody in the world would not want to be a liability to somebody. All right? So what can I do? Well, I can do my physical and let them know. Even though I'm in the age, yeah, my physical here. Obama did the same thing. You saw it. But the man is not willing to open up to anything. And that is because of being tribalistic. He listened to people around him. All right? He listened to people around him. He listened to people around him. What happened to this man when something happened to him? What we can say, oh, my man, yeah, the papa was not too well. No. These guys behind the old man are really messing the old man up. I'm telling you guys now. They are messing him up. That's what they're doing. These guys behind the old man, they are messing him up. That's what they're doing, folks. And it's not right. And that's why I'm speaking. I will continue to speak on this thing yet. It's not right. It is wrong. They are not being honest with the old man. All right? Now they got the old man on the plane now.
Power off.
They got him on the plane now, right? They're bringing him here now. And now they're telling you that, oh, he coming to meet dignitary. He coming to do this. He coming to do that. They just think that every Liberian who just listen to them from their party, they think that misinformation will just pass by you who understand and you who know things here. We'll see. Like I said this afternoon, they provided a letter. They didn't tell you that Joseph Boakai is coming here to go to the hospital. They didn't tell you that. But watch. When Joseph Boakai arrived here, they will tell you, say, oh, you know the papa was not feeling well, we just took him to the hospital. That's what will be their excuse. So keep that press release they put out today. Make sure you read it again, because I read it once today, and I did not see anywhere where it said, well, in view of everything he's going to be doing, he will be going to the hospital. They don't want to mention that in there, even though it is their primary reason why he's coming here. They make that a second or a last list of things which is hidden so that you can see. But that is the total opposite, because he's coming here primarily to see a doctor who will look at what he has and be able to make that recommendation. Whether it's a cardiologist or whoever that person's specialty is, that's the person he's coming to. Matter of fact, wherever he had that surgery, maybe the way he might be going. But they are not being honest with you. But our democracy said we should be honest with each other, folks. Yeah, we need to be honest with each other. Yes. If we are not honest with each other, we cannot move anywhere because our democracy, it operates on 4 pillars: freedom, justice, representation. Somebody say, can you pick up your phone? What you want to discuss here, my man? You just come here, you want to be rushing at it? When you just come here, I don't even know you that the phones, I don't even know you want to show that Nathaniel. Yeah, wait, my man, you can get kind of because you want to talk. Hold on there, we gotta know who you are for. You can't say you want to talk that. You gotta wait. You gotta wait your turn. We got seniority here. All right? We got seniority here. You can't say because you just want to talk. Whether that's good to your body, you gotta wait your turn. You gotta wait your time. We got seniority here, my friend. We have already here on seniority. We can just take all of that. Yes. All right. So you get any information, make sure you let us know. Listen to the papi here. Let me listen to the papi here. Let's listen to him. Okay. Oh, sorry there, guys. Sorry there. Let's listen to the papi here.
Power on. AUX mode.
Oh, I got it on mute. Sorry.
We had differences. That's in the past. I know President Salib and we talk. I have no problem with her. If she had a problem with me, she hasn't told me. But I have no problem. Salib was as agreed, the CPP will.
I'll be right back, guys.
Perception survey for informational purpose only, following which a primary of the 4 constituent political parties have again reaffirmed their commitment to remain united. Lawrence Kanga. You know about this? Have you seen this before?
I suppose, yes.
Yeah. CPP that went there. And let's go back to on our way to elections. My question to you is that if this process had followed and Josiah Nimabweka doesn't come up as the standard bearer of the CPP, we get in there or you tell them, I see you, or I'll go independent.
We went into the CPP with an intention to make sure that we come up with a single slate.
All right, guys, I need to go and carry out 1 or 2 assignments. So I owe you guys a continuation of this show. So why don't we just call it a day? In fact, we're planning to leave from here at 11:30. So I'll give you guys 3 minutes back and then let's try to reconvene here tomorrow. Yeah, we'll reconvene here tomorrow, Saturday. So join me more. All right. Come and join me. We have more information for you guys as well. Keep me updated. If Joseph Boakai arrives in the United States and you have any information, keep me posted. All right. If you got a photo, whether you see him going to the hospital, please be my guest and share that with me. We have to make sure that Joseph Boakai tell all the truth. Yes, he has to tell all the truth. So until then, guys, I see you guys. Take care of yourself and have a pleasant night. If your day just starting, have a beautiful day, and I will reach out to you guys tomorrow in the morning. All right. Thank you guys so much. So I give you guys 3 minutes back. Take that 3 minutes, do something else with it. All right. Thank you guys. And sorry for coming on late today. I promised to be here 8:30, but it was not working for
If you own a boat and Coca-Cola is close in Liberia, and you are Liberian, then you're not serious. Do you know how Coca-Cola came back to this country? Those that posting that were on their boat and what have you, they were there and they allowed Coca-Cola to close and leave. Today the Coca-Cola that the soft drink that you're drinking, you know how it came to this country? It was through my instrumentality with my partners. And it's even better. It's even better. It tastes better. It tastes better than what they took from us. Because everybody wanted to embarrass the government to show that these children you're bringing, they don't know anything. So they were cutting their cars, taking their stock back. But they made a big
funding necessary to propel us.
It's not going to be difficult for you.
Let's face it, Mr. Cummings. You know, Liberians normally really don't support political parties. They rely on the political leader or the higher ups in the party to support the political institutions. And you know, I mean, so it doesn't seem clear that you're looking at partisans to support a political institution that normally partisans don't support. It may be you may then have to be dipping into your own little retirement account that you have to your own detriment.
Cyrus, you know, I started answering the question by saying I will fund a significant part of it personally. I will, but again, this is the kind of conversation I like us to have, because no matter how small the contribution is, we should expect everybody to contribute. So I might be able to give $100, and somebody can only give 1 cent.
And you put your mouth where your money is.
But the expectations at least is that if you can only give a penny, you should give a penny. And I can afford to give $100, I will give $100. And that's the ethos we're trying to develop in the party. So I will fund most of this, let's be clear, but I want every partisan to participate and to contribute, and non-partisans. So there are some people, trust me, in our country, in our society today, there are Liberian citizens who live outside this country who are supportive and are contributing financially to this effort. So yes, the bulk. And by the way, you know, yes, political parties in Liberia are generally built around individuals. That is something we're trying to change in the ANC. We want to build an enduring institution. We want to build an institution of ideas.
Not necessarily
Not
you
necessarily
and everything
me.
you.
Exactly. We're striving to do that as an enterprise, as a party, as a bill. And, you know, to some extent, parties are built around individuals even around the world, right? I mean, the Democratic Party, the United States Republican Party, they're institutions, yes, that have machines that run day to day, but they galvanize themselves when elections are coming up around a candidate. So we have a ways to go as far as building the institutions, if you will, to actually run the machine. But I think, again, we should have aspirations to do that. We should work towards that. We should create an expectation of people to do that, knowing that it would take a while for us to get to that point in time.
But just take a little bit of too longer time. You know, President Tupper was here, there was his personality cult. He left, other leaders came, same thing. And yet we are still very far away from institutionalizing these institutions. Doesn't that concern you?
No, because, well, I would say yes and no. Yes, it does. That it's taken a long time, but you got to start somewhere, right? You got to start the effort somewhere today. I often say I can't do anything about yesterday, but I can influence today and tomorrow. And so if Cyrus, we said, well, because it hasn't been done, it will never be done, then it'll never be done, right? So all I'm saying is we're trying to create the right kinds of expectations that over time, it will not happen overnight. We should be trying to build an institution that goes beyond the individual. And again, that's not going to happen in my tenure because we are where we are. But I hope one of the legacies I leave is the beginnings of that. And the ANC was formed on that basis, and that's something I fully adhere to. And in my own way, my own small way, I want to contribute to that effort.
You know, I want to stay with this for a moment because it's very important that we talk about this, given our most recent history in 2005, and I'm not going to call names at this point. You know, we did see individuals who funded political parties, virtually footed the bills of political parties. At the end of the day, once they lost, that disappointment, the burden of having to endure, you know, the shocks from that kind of disappointment is left with them alone, and then they shy away. I mean, same way with 2011. Now, you put yourself in front and you do all you can, and you don't ensure that others play some meaningful role, whether it's cash or kind. You win or not, you know, you take the glory if you win. You get disappointed the most if you don't win.
Right. But you know, this is why I say I want everybody. We want everybody to participate in cash and kind. I mean, that's how I started answering the question. And what I'll say to you, to the audience, is that, you know, win or lose, I'm committed to our country. I'm committed to Liberia. We started a foundation, the Cummings Foundation. That foundation, as I mentioned, is going to do projects around the country. Philanthropy is something me and my family have a lot of passion for. We actually, through our friends and relationships around the world, can actually raise funding legitimately for the foundation to do projects here. You know, people like to fund individual projects, so we're in the process of identifying that, and we're reaching out to friends and acquaintances from around the world who we've had the fortune to meet. You know, we've lived in many countries around the world, those relationships, because we want to impact the lives of the Liberian people. You know, people have asked me, is running for the president the only way you can impact the lives of Liberians? But the answer is no. Through the Cummings Foundation will impact lives. I could go into business and impact lives. But the way to impact 4 million plus Liberians in the most impactful way is to lead. Exactly, Patrick. It's to this office. So win or lose, I think I'll win, by the way, because if I didn't, I wouldn't be doing this, right? But in the unfortunate circumstance that, you know, we don't win it, I will not be discouraged. I am committed to get up every day.
Now, once I had this post on social media, I mean, there were a lot of comments and concerns coming in, and I will just now move into those comments and concerns. But before I do that, let me talk a bit about contemporary issues. I know the ANC issued a statement on the Global Witness, you know, saga, and I know the chairman has been. By the way, do you share that view that the party takes seriously the fact that corruption is an issue in the country and that the speaker needs to step aside?
I do. We're very consistent in our view that the speaker needs to recuse himself and let the process run its course. In our country, as you all know, there's a presumption of innocence until proven guilty, and we believe that as well. But we believe in the interest of the country, the speaker should recuse himself so that the process of legislating can continue, because right now it's a distraction. And we do believe that corruption is a major issue in our country that needs to be addressed. And this is serious because quite senior people in our government have been accused. And so we're very consistent and very clear on our position on this issue.
And if you had to do it all by yourself, or imagine, you know, you were in that position, I know you talked about this whole maximum of being innocent until proven guilty. The speaker is innocent as far as we're concerned. Now you say recuse yourself means one could easily interpret that as trying to exhibit some bit of guilt. I mean, recuse yourself, step aside, penalty, recuse yourself, leave that position, leave it. On what basis?
On the basis that he has been accused of some very serious allegations, and his continued exercise of the position is a distraction to the institution. So in the interest of the institution, in the interest of the legislative process, as a selfless servant of the Liberian people, we think he should recuse himself and let the process run its course. So it's not assuming guilt or not. The state will have to prove
guilt,
have the burden of proof.
And most within our setting think part of our political culture is not to resign or recuse yourself, because you know, people believe that once you resign or recuse yourself,
you are guilty.
You're guilty. So this is not our part of our political culture.
But it should it be part of the political culture, or should it be what's right? If you as a leader are a distraction to doing the work of the people, isn't that the right thing to do? To recuse yourself to the work, so you can focus all your energy on proving your innocence. That's where the energy should be, on proving your innocence, as opposed to, you know, the distraction of trying to do both. And so again, Cyrus, we need to break some of the old paradigms, the old cultural paradigms. That's how we'll change the country. If we get stuck in the old ways of doing things, we'll never change this thing. So we need to break some of these paradigms and and move forward.
But generally, how do you think we can deal with corruption?
So corruption is more complex than we like to admit, and it's not as simple. Everybody wants a silver bullet, a simple answer. So there are multiple facets to corruption. First thing, you got to start at some of the underlying causes of corruption. So in this particular case, if you think about what's being alleged, there was an attempt to influence the concession granting
to change the
process,
law.
to change the process. But it's not. That's my point. So small bribe, big bribe is a problem. We need to admit that we all need to own this. Secondly, you got to punish leaders, right?
So it's rather systemic. I mean,
oh, it is.
Yeah.
Well, it is. It's just a fact. We got to recognize it for what it is, right? If we don't recognize systemic is endemic, we'll never address it. Then you got to punish leaders because you got to set examples. Leaders should know better, right? So as a leader, a minister, or a judge, or whatever your position is, a leading businessman, if you're caught being corrupt, we need to prove it and we need to punish you. It's not just good enough to resign. You need to be prosecuted. So that's something you have to do as part of this. We need to look at where you give people a lot of discretion to very complicated duties. What? And because it's somewhat complicated, it creates opportunity for people to do funny stuff, right? If you just simplify, you say, look, for every container you bring in, it's $1,000, no matter what's in it. It's simple. Everybody understands. I imported. Don't start the journey.
Not even the first year when you become president.
It will not happen the first year. But the first year, there will be multiple examples. One of our partisans said, you know what you should do, Mr. Cummings? You should build a bigger...
Some of the points let me ask you this question, and I'm not going to address it because one of our listeners in the U.S., do you, Mr. Alexander Cummings, have an American passport?
The way I answer this question, and it's come up all kinds of ways. People try to answer it. And my answer is I'm a Liberian. I have a Liberian passport. I was born in Liberia, I'm a Liberian, I would probably die Liberian. And that's an answer I've been consistent in giving.
Have you ever had one?
I'm a Liberian, Patrick, always have been and always will be.
Have you ever had one American?
I'm a Liberian, I have a Liberian passport, I always have been, I always will be.
This doesn't answer the question of whether you have or not.
Gentlemen, again, we can spend the rest of the time asking this question any number of ways. This is the answer I'm consistently giving to that question.
You want to make a quick follow-up?
Have you ever applied for American citizenship before?
Cyrus, again, we can spend the rest of the time on this issue, or we can talk about other issues. I've given my answer to that.
But no, we'll move further. But I mean, someone listening out there may think that Mr. Cummings may not be coming clear on this.
Well, that would be unfortunate because I can't be any more clearer.
I have to go to my notes, and some of the points let me ask you this question, and I'm not going to address it because one of our listeners in the U.S., do you, Mr. Alexander Cummings, have an American passport?
The way I answer this question, and it's come up all kinds of ways. People try to answer it. And my answer is I'm a Liberian. I have a Liberian passport. I was born in Liberia, I'm a Liberian, I would probably die Liberian. And that's an answer I've been consistent in giving.
Have you ever had one?
I'm a Liberian, Patrick, always have been and always will be.
Have you ever had one American?
I'm a Liberian, I have a Liberian passport, I always have been, I always will be.
This doesn't answer the question of whether you have or not.
Gentlemen, again, we can spend the rest of the time asking this question any number of ways. This is the answer I'm consistently giving to that question.
You want to make a quick follow-up?
Have you ever applied for American citizenship before?
Cyrus, again, we can spend the rest of the time on this issue, or we can talk about other issues. I've given my answer to that.
But no, we'll move further. But I mean, someone listening out there may think that Mr. Cummings may not be coming clear on this.
Well, that would be unfortunate because.
Please. 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 Let's go up to around 20, we'll go up. Impossible. I see all my Blue Force. Corner Deco. Keep sharing the link. There's something going on. Support Alexander Cummings. Right, we are here for Cummings, and that's a way for. Nobody asked me to join. Take time and read my entire comment. I haven't read it. It's going so fast that I didn't read the Prince. So I didn't read your comment. I didn't see your comment. I don't even know if somewhere it got lost up. Nobody asked me to join Cummings. Nobody asked me. In fact, I lend my support, started to lean towards the CPP, not even the ANC, the CPP, for different reasons. It has nothing to do with anything. So the notion that you will call people seller and things, you can only sell if you pay someone to do something. Nobody pay anybody. This is a free country. You say if JNB make a public comment supporting Alexander Cummings Jr. in the second round, just as Prince Johnson plays, well, that's wishful thinking. I'm not even going to read all that thing because it's not going to happen. You're always let the easy way out. Like I said, nobody pay nobody to do anything. So you need to check your break. Just how you feel you can support Cummings, other people can support him. Just how people want to support, they can take it. You just need to leave people alone. Your attitude is driving people away from Cummings. Megan thought, there's so many things we know. There's so many things we have seen. There's so many research we have done. There's so many things that we do not want to say because it is not over until it is over. Cummings need a miracle. I'm not saying it because I hate him. I spent $1,800 canvassing around the country. While some of you book out and saying that here and yapping on Facebook, we have conducted a national poll, calling around, doing everything. We got so many numbers, video, pictures, telling you I can list. The reason why I'm not even going to indulge in listing the ANC/CPP failure is because there is still one trump card if there is anything left. Some of you newbies that just in your feelings, you need to pump your brakes. Pump your brakes. Because as it stands, the CPP leader, Mr. Alexander Cummings, need a miracle to win the election in Liberia. And don't blame me. Don't blame nobody. It is you guys that said that you want to reinvent the wheel. You think you know it all. You think you know too much, and everybody in that country is Benedict Brown. Y'all say you're communication people. Y'all know communication. Y'all know how to communicate. But you have not communicated to the Liberian people. You are talking at them. You have not built rapport with the people. You told freaking 5 damn years. You sit your asses down, passing around Liberia that nobody know what's going on. 5 years. One old man, he doing nothing, just say that, blocker. And then you looking for people to blame? You looking for people to blame? You don't get me started. You need to tell your tiny surrogate then to go find some corner and sit down and start re-strategizing and finding their focus, because the main target right now, like Joseph Boyka and George Weah. The main focus is Joseph Boyka. Because George Weah will never come to a place. I don't care how they run the election, CDC will most likely come second place. First place, I mean. So the second place slot is where the battle is. And you ain't even third place here. You ain't even fourth place here. You ain't even fifth place here. When you guys should be heading either second or third place, and you're taking it for a joke. You guys are so arrogant and cocky and refuse to listen. You refuse to strategize. You refuse to learn. You keep yapping on Facebook. And you like Mr. Cummings, pay your way. 10,000, 20,000 are you. Pay your way. That 20,000 can multiply into personal influence you have on the ground. Pay your way. But if you on Facebook and you in Liberia registering to vote for your guy, you do nothing here. You are wasting your time. You are wasting your time. I have said it over and over again. You guys give reasons for every freaking thing that you do in our country. You justify every nonsense that you've been doing for the last 5 years. 5 freaking years. There's something in therapy we call rapport building. If you have not built rapport with your people in 5 years, that means your message is not resonating. And your message is not resonating not because the people are stupid. This is where you guys getting it wrong. The Liberian people are not crazy. They asking you guys for small things. You guys looking at the big things. You cannot freaking govern a country if you don't win an election. You first win an election, and then you can govern and bring all the fancy ideas. Nobody has ever questioned Mr. Cummings' competence. His competence have never been questioned from both sides of the aisle. Whether he would be a great president have never been questioned. That our belief, that most of you believe. But have the Liberian people bought into that? No. If you sitting out in your house and somebody come and say the person here know that Jesus supporting worshiping, will you just follow him? Will you just follow that person? If someone come and bring you news, will you just follow that complete stranger? Wouldn't you be the first study that person or try to understand that person? Wouldn't you find a way to do that? Why haven't you guys done it in the last 5 years? Some of you call yourself communication team, Why? Father God, if you have suggested, we have suggested strategy upon strategy multiple times in private, and some things we cannot say. I don't know who Coming is. I don't even know the Coming doctrine. Just in your, this is your personal opinion. There's no freaking personal opinion. I've talked to all you people in all you hierarchy. When they talk to you, the first thing, oh, my man, we're working. We're on the ground. One of them told me, oh, my man, the Liberian people got short-term memory. We'll wait election. No, you sow seed. Every freaking politician in Liberia have done the same thing over and over. And Edwin Snow left for Moravia, went to Bomi, won election. Darius Jada ran 1 or 2 times. They flocky. The last time we came together, he won. Everybody that have used the same strategy. The Liberian people told you they don't want play anything. They told you exactly what they want. You know what they want. But your arrogance cannot even make you to see the people of Midian where they are. You think that you will stubbornly reinvent the wheel. Nobody asked you to reinvent the wheel. You only reinvent that wheel when you become president. Talk, you're not president yet. You not start bringing all the things. The Liberian people have tried the diaspora before. You see the nonsense about the diaspora? One of the things that you guys keep talking about, clean hands and something, you think the Liberian people care about your clean hands? You think the Liberian people care about your clean hands? The last government before this one was heavily plagued with diaspora, people from the diaspora. Ellen brought people all over, everybody from all over here. They went to Liberia, made their money. As soon as that thing finished, almost all of them back here have reintegrated, they go on. Looted that country. Nobody saying, wait about it. Nobody say anything. That is it. The stupid people, they gave you 12 years. Us, I'm not Marine woman. They gave us 12 years. Ellen left Liberia. Ellen didn't come from the same diaspora. 12 years. All of y'all when Liberia got rich. Then you come out like people you're calling stupid today. They gave you 12 freaking years. 12 years. Don't do nothing. Damage all of our us name. In the name of diaspora. We still get our support. Good is no good where better is expected. The Liberian people expected better from Madame Sirleaf. Yes, she did some good. But we expected better. That better did not come. George Weah, in fact, she did not even stop there. She turned around, turned the country over to George Weah. Turned the freaking country over to George Weah. Now we are in this predicament. And then you guys want to put the diaspora card on the table? They gave the diaspora. You say UP? The UP government. Look, let me tell you something. Ellen did not run that government. The reason why women pay and all the guys kept going at her and attacking her and costing her was because Ellen ran the government the way she wanted. Ellen was not following that UPT doctrine. That's why they couldn't stay her. Had it been for the Unity Party, they would be let the CDC. No other people will be on our team. But because Ellen was able to reach across the aisle, she brought different people from all walks of life towards that UP. So don't tell me that something we supported that government. We ran around, we saw what they did. So don't tell the Liberian people that they are stupid. The people came. Look, everywhere, even in America, politics is name recognition. Politics, we saw that with Joe Biden. When all the young cats were running around here, it just Joe Biden didn't need to fight that much. His name was already there. His name was already there. So when it came a time, while the men were doing the running spring, that man were doing
You may gotta move off here now. No, I'm working now, you gotta move. Okay, no, you gotta pass. No, that pass over. Keep right
Again, we want to welcome you to this live feed. The faces you're seeing on your screen are Liberians who turn out here in New York, especially at the hotel of His Excellency Dr. George Marion Weah. And like he's done on his visits to countries where he's dominating talk with the Liberian community. Today, following his speech at the UN General Assembly, he came out to meet Liberians who's been here in the United States of America. Some show partisans of the Coalition for Democratic Change, others are of other political affiliation, and they've come to speak to their president. And so the president of Liberia will be coming into this hall anytime soon for this interaction with the Liberian community here. And so it's been arranged. I'm told this just happened in the last few minutes. The security service, the president, I'm told, is just about making his way here. And as soon as he arrives, we will commence this brief ceremony. And it is indeed expected that we will hear from the chairman of the various Liberian group here. I'm told some come from far in the air. And that is why they are requesting this audience here with the president. And so we hope it's going to be a very cool activities. I see Minister Len Eugene Nangbe.
Fellow Liberians, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency Dr. George Thank you. Thank you, thank you. We'll now invite Sis Agnes, who will be doing the opening prayer.
Let us please stand. Let's bow. And so, Father God, I want to say thank you for today. We thank you for this day, oh God. We commit all our leaders' hands from Liberia into your hands, oh God. Father, we say thank you for what you have done and what you are going to do, oh God. Father, we call our president with the blood of Jesus, oh God. We come against every plan of the enemy in his life. We come against every plan of the devil in his life, oh God. Father, we thank you for this gathering, oh God. Please be in our midst, oh God. We come against everything that is not of you. We commit this whole gathering in your hand in Jesus' name.
Open in prayer, and now you see
We'll now invite
the faces.
D. Maxwell Kimia, who will give us our statement on the purpose of the meeting.
And so D. Maxwell Kimia is the Liberian ambassador.
Your Excellency,
accredited
President Weah
here to the United States.
Minister Finley, Representative Fala, other cabinet ministers, and platform, Mr. Chairman of CDC USA, other executives and members of CDC USA. We've gathered here today pursuant to the desire of His Excellency President Weah to interact, engage with CDC USA chapter. We are very much pleased that this meeting is taking place and that Chairman Logan, the executives and members of CDC USA, and other well-wishers and members of the Liberian community could, on their own, take up time, mobilize themselves, and turn out in full to welcome His Excellency President Weah, who is in country for the United Nations. Mr. President, we look forward, in line with your desire and in furtherance of your engagement with Liberians, irrespective of location and affiliation, that this meeting could yield a very, very fruitful result. We are happy that you are here. And Mr. President, this is CDC USA, your CDC, and CDC USA, your president, our president. I thank you.
All right, we'll be going straight into the presentation by the chairman of CDC USA, Stephen Logo. Thank you.
His Excellency Dr. George Manneh Weah, President of the Republic of Liberia, Ambassador Kamanye, Ambassador Pardon. I know these guys because I have worked with them. Ministers and officials of government present.
No, go ahead, take the microphone, please.
Ministers and officials of government present. We are very, very happy to see our president today. This is an effort that has been made over time, and with the help of Ambassador Kamanye and others, Ambassador Pardon, they all work hard for us to have this meeting today. And Mr. President, we are thankful to you for giving us that opportunity. Let me go into few things that have been some bothering factors to us. We are sedition. We love this party. And all you see back there, we do anything in the interest to follow the pro-poor government. We are sometimes dissatisfied that communications with the party leaders from CDC USA falls on deaf ears. written communications, verbal communications, phone calls goes unresponsive. And that bothers us. We are also concerned about news that we heard from Liberia. Not only we are concerned, we also feel that sedition are not in critical position in the government. So there are sometimes things that happen that we could have had an idea to put stop to, but we don't. So we would like to have sedition in their own government. We are not saying Liberians are not part of CDC, but we are saying seditions to occupy critical position that is very, very detrimental to the government, like publicity, like foreign affairs. Those are key positions that makes representation to the world, and we'd like to make sure that representation is accurate. Sedition will also, I know we have sedition in the government, we know that. What we want is structure with process. This will give CDC USA the integrity and the respect we deserve. That appointments from CDC should be done, or we should be consulted, because we know our people. We know qualified seditions. We can vet our people. We can make recommendations. We know who paid dues in CDC USA. Yes. Not the people that are outside. So that when appointments are made, people that are qualified, that people that pay dues in CDC USA, people that have sedition and willing to move the pro-poor government agenda forward. Mr. President, on your last visit, you asked her to come to Liberia in January. You asked for 50 gentlemen and ladies. We are still looking forward to coming and having a round table discussion with you. There are young seditions. We don't want gray beard like me to always be in the leadership. We have young people that we can build this institution. Most of them need scholarship, so that the legacy of sedition and the leadership should be retained. Mr. President, on one of your occasions in Liberia, I heard you making some chanting from your youth. If you can remember, when you said, beat it, drive up, beat it. If we die, our worry. Mr. President, don't listen to that, because when they die, it's your worry. You are the professional driver. With that, thank you very much. And seditions, this is your president. We love you. And if you have anything to say to us, thank you.
The chairman of the CDC USA. Speaking here.
Fellow Liberians,
at this forum.
Distinguished
I'm sure His
ladies and
Excellency
gentlemen,
Dr. George Martin Weah will respond.
it is my singular honor and duty to introduce and invite to the podium the President of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency Dr. John Manuel Weah.
Take away.
Policy and raise the battle cry. The president.
Charge!